Welcome back, my name is Kinga. Just making YouTube videos to document for myself and my friends and maybe one or two more people out there who are going through the same thing, how I reinvent myself and my whole life after divorce. In the previous video I made, I explained how I want to break down my action plan and approach to starting over. Action plan, keyword, meaning that this video series will be about taking actions, setting goals and finding ways to reach them, to motivate and encourage myself on the way, and hopefully others too who decide to watch. But coming freshly out of a marriage, a good marriage in fact, I also understand that the planning phase may not be the first you find yourself at after a loss. You may feel pretty low at first, and you are not at the mental state to wanting to sit down and plan a happy and prosperous future ahead, because you may struggle just to get out of bed in the morning, because your mood and energy and overall vibe is so low. I get it. I will not be focusing on getting out of that state in this video though, but feel free to head over to my other videos about how to deal with depression and how to end mental and emotional tiredness. Those can help you kickstart the process. Once you are in a better feeling state, you are ready to watch this series of videos. So in the previous video, talking about my thought process on how to reinvent my life, I told you about the 5 chapters or pillars of life I want to focus on. I linked a video in the description just for you. So the first area I said I wanted to focus on is living circumstances, because that was the most urgent aspect of my life that needed a restart after my divorce. Let's call that chapter Ideal Living Conditions. It was kind of obvious for me that I would be the one moving out for many reasons, but also because I was the one who stood up and said we should get a divorce. So I felt that I had to make the move. I knew what I could afford, I knew where I wanted to live, and I had a rough idea about my needs. So I started to visualize my goal, which is not necessarily my long-term goal, but a rapid solution for now, to be able to get out and have a roof above my head. Until I became very precise about the details, there wasn't much happening. Weeks passed by. I contacted many homeowners who advertised their places, but I got zero response. And one day, I just had this clear vision that I want a small flat that is in the neighborhood where we lived, so moving would be easy and I could visit my cat frequently, get help from my ex when needed, and just generally not be too far. I also wanted a place that was more like a separate, detached house, and not like a flat in a block where I have neighbors from every angle. I wanted something quiet, a private place with a small garden maybe, or outside area, for parking, and ideally close to nature. I searched online and I saw what the average pricing was for places like that. Around 800 euros and above. For small detached homes, around 25 to 30 square meters. Now, I visualized something a bit cheaper, to be honest, around 700. I actually received a mental image, this happens a lot, like an answer to my list of criteria. And when I say I received it, it means like it just popped up in my head. The image was of a small flat that was on top of a garage with big windows overlooking some water. I didn't know if it was a lake or the sea, but definitely some water, with garden and parking space. So I started to play with this image, like a visualization process. And the next day, I went online and I saw this ad of a sweet-looking small flat, 30 to 35 square meter, 700 euros a month, on top of a garage with garden and parking, and only 2 minutes drive from our home, with windows overlooking my favorite lake, bright, nicely furnished, and with a very good vibe. I was stunned. I was also a bit sad because I saw that the ad was already out there for a couple of days and I knew I would be too late. I messaged the advertiser anyways. He emailed me back within 2 hours saying that he already has 40 people interested, but he would be open for me because I already live in the area. I called him straight away and we arranged a time for the same evening to meet. I had a good feeling about this place. I fell in love and I signed the contract the next morning. Did you hear when I said he already had 40 people queuing up for the place? Yet I was the first one he arranged a meeting with. What I'm trying to tell is, visualization is key. It's going to be your number one tool in achieving your goals. I felt hopeless and I emailed many homeowners and I got no response. It seemed my needs would not be met with my tight budget, and I definitely didn't see the possibility to find something in my area because it is full of big, expensive houses and not tiny, cheap flats. The whole moving out ASAP plan seemed unrealistic. But then I decided to be very precise about what I wanted and needed. I had no choice, to be honest. I sort of sent my desires out to the universe and I got this mental image back as a response. Then I took actions and got supported. So what I learned, and will definitely use for my next ideal living condition manifestation after I get bored of this place, is that you have to take the time to get clear on what you want and need. Make a list, on paper if you want, and add the details together. Build a mental image of it in your head and start visualizing it. See yourself already living there. You don't have to get, lost in the details, but make sure that you get a feeling of what living there would be like. You can give focus to details that are more important to you, like for me, the garden and the parking area or the windows overlooking the lake. Get a mental image of anything that makes you feel good about it, anything that gives you a better feeling. And have no doubt about it. Don't focus on the lack of it. Just play with the idea of what living there would feel like. And your ideal living conditions could also include all the other material possessions that you would want to have in or around your house, including your dream TV or computer, a car, a bicycle, anything. You can also support this mental process by creating a vision board. You can draw it by hand or cut out photos from magazines and create your own montage of all the details that speak to you. That's the old school way. I personally like to do it digitally and then either get a printout to hang somewhere I see often or just save it on my phone and look at it from time to time. If you go the digital way, I suggest you use canva.com. It has a free version too. My other suggestion to help you create a mental movie is to actually look up a music video on YouTube that shows a house or a flat that you like, or anything that helps you get the ideas flowing. I personally like to look at the Meghan Trainor Good Morning music video. I love the whole energy of it, the couple, the romantic gestures, the interior of the place, everything. It just sends out a vibe that makes me feel happy, so I like to revisit it and use it as a vision video for both my living conditions and relationship goals too. Some people ask me how, when, how often, how long they should do all this visualization. Well, do it as often as you can, anytime, anywhere. When you travel to work, for example, while you're waiting in a queue, while you're getting your nails done, whenever you can. To be honest, it shouldn't even feel like a task to do, but more like something fun that you cannot wait to do again. Because it should put you in a mental state that feels amazing. If you want to make sure that it becomes a part of your daily routines, include it in your meditation. And make sure that you meditate every day. This way, you will help yourself get into a better, more creative, and more powerful mental state for manifesting your ideal living conditions. In my next video, I will create a 10 minutes guided meditation for you, focusing on the visualization of your ideal living conditions. You don't have to be experienced in meditation to be able to do this. Just give it a try and let me know how it went. See you soon. Bye. If you want a more intimate content and daily communication, please go and join my Facebook group called Kinga, Kremer and Friends.